Hello everybody, it's Numerologist Michelle Buchanan with your numerology forecast for June 2021. Just before I begin with the forecast, I have to say thank you to all of you listening to this forecast today. Some of you have been following my work and listening to my forecast for more than 10 years. And I just want to acknowledge you all and say thank you, because if it wasn't for you guys being interested in what I have to teach and what I have to say, I wouldn't be able to do what I love. So thanks to you, my audience. Now, let's get right into it, and let's calculate your personal year number for the year. We're going to do that by adding the month and day, or day and month, of your birth date to number 5. And why number 5? Because 2021 adds up to number 5. So once again, we're going to add the month and day, or day and month, doesn't matter what order we do it in, to the number 5. So let's use the example for birth date March 28th. All right. So we would add 3 plus 2 plus 8 plus 5. All right. And that equals 18. The second rule of thumb is you're going to continue to add together any double-digit numbers until you eventually get a single number between 1 and 9. And that single number between 1 and 9 is your personal year number for the whole of 2021. Now, in our example for March 28th, we go 2 plus 8 plus 3 plus 5. That actually adds up to 18, and we're going to add double-digit numbers together to get a single number between 1 and 9. So 1 plus 8 equals 9. So the birth date, March 28th, is a 9 year. All right, so I hope that's clear. If not, just go back, rewind, and listen to this explanation one more time. And there you have your personal year number for the whole year. All right, and you keep that same personal year number for the whole year, because in my monthly forecasts, I will take you through each of the different personal month numbers that you are going to be in throughout this year. So let's begin now with personal year number 1. You guys are in a year of new beginnings, new opportunities, turning a new leaf, new mindset, new way of looking at things, new way of perceiving yourself, perceiving your life. Lots of opportunity for you this year to sort of create some new beginnings in your life. Up with the old to make way for the new. For some of you, that'll be really obvious. Some of you will have some big new things happen in your life, new relationships, new friendships, or new careers, or new things that you're learning or studying. Other people, it's sort of not so obvious. Your life might be the same that it always is, but you might have a whole new way of looking at let's say, a problem from your past. You may have a whole new mindset and a whole new perception on your upbringing, that you felt victimized in your childhood and carried that around your whole life up until this year. You received some new information and new ways of looking at yourself and looking at the world, and now you perceive that upbringing that you previously caused you to feel like you were a victim and it was all bad and all wrong, that now you tend to look at it through different eyes, through wise, more mature, more evolved eyes, and you can see, oh my goodness, I see that was meant to happen that way, because if that didn't happen, then I wouldn't be here, and now that I've experienced that, I've grown into this, etc., etc. So everybody's life is different. But that's one thing's for certain, for the month of June, you're in a 7 month. And you're in a 7 month because June is a 6, and we add that 6 to your year number, and 6 and 1 is 7. So that's why you're in a 7 month for June. Now this means there is a need for you, if possible, it's in your best interests, for the month of June, if you can spend some time going within, away from the hustle and bustle of life, away from being completely distracted by people and devices and conversation and television and activity all around you. If you can find some time within this month to just be in quiet solitude, it's really going to pay off, because the 7 is saying go within, go within, go within. Take the time to listen to your intuition. Take the time to hear your soul talking to you and communicating what it needs in order for you to be happy, healthy, and abundant in your life. Now, when we just go, through our lives on automatic sort of mode of just work, kids, friends, pay the bills, do this, do that, like a robot, we're sort of never really going within and spending any time to be able to view ourselves and our life and the opportunities that are out there for us we never take time and give energy to that, because we're always just on, we're just sort of always in autopilot. The month of the month of June is asking you to, within your busy life, to realize how important that time for quiet time is, how important that time is for being in nature, and how it heals the soul, and how being in the clarity and the land and out in nature sort of not only revitalizes your soul and energizes the physical body, but it actually reconnects you. Well, you can never be disconnected from source energy, but it just amplifies the existing connection that you have with source energy, or all that is, or life itself, when you are in nature. Because when you're in nature, it reminds you, and the feeling you get when you're in nature just reminds you of how strong how strong our energetic spiritual connection is, because we are energetic beings. And when we especially live in cities, or we especially spend so much time around electrical equipment and devices and internet and Wi-Fi and phones and all kinds of things, it can put our physical body a little bit out of whack. So this month of June is just asking you to be aware of these things. It's also a month where, it is a time to look at your health and well-being, to look at your physical health, also to look at your psychological and mental health, because the 7 does resonate to psychology. It also resonates to the need for personal development. And this is always with us. As long as you're a human, there's always a need for personal development, regardless of what year you're in or month you're in. That's just an ongoing thing, a work in progress that never ends, even after this life. It's just saying, because you're in a year of whole new beginnings, there's a part of you that is longing for some new ways of thinking and being, and to sort of graduate from the chrysalis into the butterfly. And in order for some of these new opportunities to take shape in your life, and in order for you to raise your vibration and get to a higher frequency, there's a bit of inner work that needs to be done. That's sort of necessary, and that's what this month is telling you. It's saying, be aware of this. It's fine to go through your material physical world life like a normal person doing what you do, but don't forget you are an energetic being having you're an energetic being having a human experience. You are spiritual. And it's also in the 7th this month saying, get closer to God. Develop what you believe spiritually. Work on that. Build that. Give that time. Meditation, prayer, learning, studying, contemplation, learning about breath work, learning about how to be healthier, even just a bit of exercising to get those sort of that oxygen running through your veins a lot more effectively, and helping to wake yourself up, pep yourself up. This 1 year is an active year where there is a lot that can be accomplished this year. You kind of got to get your engine running in tip-top shape. That's really going to be a great benefit to you, and that's what this month of June is offering you. So I wish you all the very best, and I leave that with you. And I'll move on now to personal year number 2. And so you guys are in a year of integration, about sort of working on things behind the scenes to create some balance and some stability in your life. It's also a year where you are being encouraged to look at any sort of emotional issues that you've been either going through recently, or to be looking at emotional things that you carry within every cell of your being, that you carry and have carried around your whole life so far, and to let it come to the surface so that it can be understood, so that it can be recognized and expressed and released in a healthy way. Emotional balance is very important for you this year, but also this month, because you are in an 8 month. And the reason you're in an 8 month is because June is a number 6, and we add that number 6 for June to your year number, which is a 2. That's why, and 6 and 2 is 8. That's why you're in an 8 month. And both the number 8 and the number 2 also have a strong focus on balance and doing whatever you need to do, either in your physical life and physical world around you, or your own world inside, your emotional world, your mental world, your inner world. It's about achieving a sense of balance and equilibrium so that you can hold your center. And it doesn't matter what you experience, what life sends you, what you go through, you are never going to lose your shit. You're going to be like that mighty oak tree and be able to bend but not break. And you'll be adaptable and flexible and go through whatever life sends you, and you're not going to lose yourself. You're not going to get out of whack, out of balance, and lose the plot. And so that's what this year can give you, the ability to do that. And it starts by by working on your emotional self. And that's what this year gives you, but also this month of June for stability within yourself and balance. Now, this month also is about innate, so it's also about learning to and needing to balance yourself financially, trying not to overspend for those that are in debt and have bills to pay. And it's about sort of not overspending, having a bit of a budget for those that sort of need one. Some people don't, they're absolutely fine, but those that do, it's a smart idea. It's a good idea to not overspend. The 8 can sometimes cause us to go on a bit of a go rogue when it comes to money. But on the other hand, there are some people that will go through this month that will have opportunity to attract more abundance. Abundance doesn't always necessarily mean cash in hand money. It can mean opportunities. It can mean, you might go to the store to buy something that you really need to buy and it happens to be on sale and therefore it's a saving. It may be someone helping you out. It might be an opportunity for you to, someone, you're in the right place at the right time and there's an opportunity that creates a lot of happiness and abundance of feelings of joy in your life because that occurred. So, the 8 is also a very powerful law of attraction number based on the law of cause and effect. So this is definitely a month where you want to be very aware that you are a creative, magnetic, creative being and that your thoughts are alive and what you believe to be will be. And you're manifesting as you go along. What you believe to be will be. So it's definitely a month to monitor what your thoughts and feelings and perceptions are about yourself and about life that you are generating out into the universe on a daily basis. And that's coming back at you and you might not even know it. If you want to get into the law of attraction in a bigger way, I recommend a book that I just absolutely love called Quantum Success by Sandra Ann Taylor. It's a New York Times bestseller. Very easy book to read. And you can get them even secondhand on Amazon for those that are on a tight budget. It is called Quantum Success by Sandra Ann Taylor, and that'll teach you all about the law of attraction, but also other universal laws that govern this world. And, some people can have career things, opportunities. Some people can be looking at making changes in their career. And some people can be looking at experiences they might go through this month where it's sort of like working on your own personal power. So learning to overcome situations, that cause you to feel disempowered and learning how to not be overpowering and disempowering other people as well. It works both ways. Learning how to reclaim your personal power over anything or anyone that causes you to feel disempowered, but at the same time not manipulating and over controlling and disempowering others as well. So these kinds of themes can occur in an 8 month. And because you are in a 2-year, which is all about you learning to get emotional balance and finding balance and stability mentally, emotionally, physically within your own self, sometimes these kinds of situations can occur so that you can understand and be shown what you need to work on so that you can eventually have that balance that you are needing to achieve within your life throughout this year. So I'll leave that with you and I wish you all the very best. And I'll move on now to personal year number 3. You guys are in a year where you are learning how the importance of how you feel and your emotions, the role that they play in the things that can happen to you in this life. And the 3 is a number that's always encouraging you to see the glass half full. It's encouraging you to do more of what makes you feel good, even though in this material world of business and career and work hard and do this and action, we think that, hey, you've got to put the effort in, the hours in, do, work, all work and no play. We don't realize that the importance of our emotions, and when we're feeling good, we attract good. When we're feeling good, our body responds by being healthier. When we feel good, we attract more synchronicity and being in the right place at the right time. And hey, when we feel good, it just feels good, doesn't it? Feeling good emotionally feels a hell of a lot better than feeling like shit because you're angry, you're jealous, you're bitter, you're frustrated, you're insecure. Whatever it is that's the opposite of feeling good doesn't feel that good. One of the reasons it doesn't feel good is because our spiritual nature, this is not natural for our spiritual nature to be angry, frustrated, jealous, insecure. It's not what we are when we're in our spirit form. So that's what actually feels emotionally out of whack. It's not natural for us. And the 3 year is asking you to get back to that natural state of feeling and being, which is a feeling of peace and happiness. And here's the thing, when you really work on this, it doesn't matter what the physical circumstances are in your life. It doesn't matter how restricted or limited or challenging your life can be. The circumstances can still be hard on the outside, but you can still have a feeling of faith and hope and some sort of seeing a light at the end of the tunnel, good feeling within yourself, even within the outside circumstances. It's simply a matter of choice, and it's simply a matter of perception. And this year is asking you to get clear about that. It's asking you, what do you typically believe, think and feel about yourself and about life? Are you seeing the world through, are you seeing the world through the eyes of love? Are you seeing the world through the glass half full? Or are you seeing the world through glass half empty and through a victim mentality? Because you're attracting whatever it is you believe. So the 3 year is saying express how you're feeling more, but know that words are affirmations. So if you complain a lot, if you criticize a lot, if you need to tell everyone the ongoing story over and over again about how bad something is, or the latest gossip, or the latest rundown and the series of bad, awful experiences, you're just manifesting more of the same, because every time you're communicating this out, you're attracting more of it in your life. And that's what the 3 is asking you, to be aware of these things. It's a very creative vibration, and 3 is about self-expression, either artistically, creatively, communicatively, all of that sort of thing. So do more of what feels good, see the glass half full, have more fun, be more social. Month of June is a 9-month for you, and that 9-month is a month of endings, completion and transformation. The reason it's a 9-month is because June is a number 6, and we're adding the month of June, the number 6, to your year, and your year is 3. 6 plus 3 is 9. That's why you're in a 9-month in this 3 year for June. And this is a year of a month of out with the ultimate way for the new. So this is where, you may find as you go through this month, look for feelings, be aware of feelings you might have that is telling you, hey, this isn't me anymore. I don't feel comfortable being this person anymore. I don't feel comfortable being in this situation anymore. Or I've outgrown this relationship, or I've outgrown this negative pattern of behavior. I kind of feel like I've let it go. I can let it go now. Everyone's life is different. This will occur in many different ways. For everybody's going to experience this combination of numbers in totally different ways. But it is definitely a time to be looking at what you've outgrown, what no longer works for you, what you're ready to move away from, what you're ready to let go of, who you're ready to forgive, what situations you're ready to forgive, because forgiveness isn't just about forgiving people. It's also about forgiving that your life unfolded the way it did. And that's a big thing for a lot of people. They think, I just have to forgive and try and forgive that person did that thing to me. But, a lot of people don't realize it's also about forgiving that life turned out the way it was. When you understand that we're a soul that has come here to learn, grow and evolve from the life experiences we have, you will know that in our quest for evolution and ascension, it's not a bad thing that we go through challenges. It's only our ego human mind that judges any challenging experiences as good or as bad. The soul doesn't see it as bad. The soul sees it as growth and opportunity, and the soul craves growth and wisdom, and that's what it's signed up for. So it's about shifting your perception. This is definitely a month to have a clear out. Some people, it's a good time for a spring clean. And also just about being a bit more of a humanitarian where you can, being able to offer an assistance in the community or to a cause. And it's also a really good time to have conversations where you can resolve issues with other people. Because the conversation side of the 3 and the 9 about forgiveness and endings and completion. Now, personal, I will leave that with you now, personal year number 3s, and I will now move on to personal year number 4. So you guys are in a 1 month. And it's interesting because your 4 year is about doing whatever needs to be done within your own physical self and in your world, inside of you from within as well as outside of you in the physical world. Doing whatever needs to be done to get yourself and your life where you want to be or where your life needs to be in order for you to feel happy, complete and content. So this is definitely a time of putting in the effort, head down, bum up, taking using a step-by-step process to achieve goals, and building your little empire. For some people, that might mean something as simple as getting a healthier lifestyle in place. Some people, it might be visiting a nutritionist and getting an exercise program. Other people, they're fine with their sort of health regime and they're fine with their own mental and emotional self. For them, it might be actually doing something physical, like expanding part of the house and renovating their actual home, and that's a big part of their life this year. Other people, it could be a work situation where there are new programs or new systems that need to be implemented so that they can then get their business to that next level, and that it requires some extra additional training and learning. Everybody's life is different, but it's definitely a time and a year to take action and do what needs to be done to get things where they need to be. But slow and steady wins the race, and you do need to be patient and persevere. But the month of June is a 1 month for you, and that is because June is a 6, and we add the 6 to your year number, and your year number's a 4. So 6 plus 4 is 10, 1 plus 0 is 1. So that's why you're in a 1 month for the month of June. And that 1 month is about green lights. Let's go, moving forward, opportunity, take action, start something new. Great month to do something new, to begin something new, to have a new way of looking at something, a new way of perceiving something, a new way of living, a new way of behaving. It could be a new system at work. It could be a new relationship in your life. It could be a new period of study. It could be a new place to live. Everybody's 1 month is going to take shape in a different way. One thing's for certain, it is if you've got something that you know you need to begin, you'll really want to get cracking on it this month, because this month is saying move forward, take action, don't miss the boat. Now it's okay to just use the energy this month to get the idea of something out there. You don't actually physically have to follow through if it's impossible at this particular month, but even just getting an idea in place, even just writing down a plan of action, even if it's just coming up with a sort of solution to a problem and knowing the steps that you need to take as you move through from now on, what needs to be done, but not actually being able to physically do all of those steps this month. That's fine. Even the idea of the fact that you need to get cracking on something is good. And like, everyone's at a different stage and a different things going on and different levels of being able to, in terms of how much action and what action they can take this month. But it's definitely a time to get in the driver's seat of your life and to make some bold moves and move forward. Don't go backwards. All right, I'll leave that with you, and I'll move on now to personal year number 5. And you guys are in a year that's always going to be coinciding with the universal year. So your personal year number is a 5. Last year it was a 4. The universal year number is a 5, and last year it was a 4. And next year it's going to be a 6. So your routine, your cycle is always going to be the same as the universal year's number cycle. So you get a double dose of whatever that energy is. And how exciting for you. You're in a 5 year this year, and so is the universal year number. And that's about freedom. It's about breaking out of the chains of, first of all, being aware of what makes you feel trapped, restricted, and held back. Being aware of that first and foremost, and then understanding that what you can do, and that it's simply a change of mindset that will enable you to create freedom, no matter what circumstances you're in, no matter how restricted your life may be, no matter how restricted your health may be. Your mind is free to think whatever it wants. You are free to think and believe whatever you want. It's just always comes down to a choice. This month, this 5 year is also a time of progress, movement, and change. So there's a lot going on. Anything can happen, and it usually does. It's definitely a year that I recommend people don't take on too many things. Don't have your finger in too many pies, only because if there are some unexpected things cropping up from nowhere out of left field, you're going to be able to have the time to sort of work with those things without being too overwhelmed by having too much already on your plate. The month of June is a 2-month for you, and the reason it's a 2-month is June is a number 6. We add that number 6 to your year number, which is a 5, and therefore June is an 11-2, or just a standard 2 month. Whether it's an 11-2 or a 2-2, it's still a 2. And that month is saying, hey, this is an opportunity for you to take a look at your emotional side. You know, what emotions are keeping you held in a self-inflicted prison of your own making? What emotions are you carrying around that are preventing you from moving forward, that are preventing you from being happy? It could be something as simple as the emotion of fear in relationships. Oh, I keep myself single subconsciously because I have a fear of being heartbroken, because the last couple of relationships I had, I got my heart broken, and I don't want to have that happen again, and you don't even know that that's what's going on. And this is what this combination of numbers can bring to the surface for you. The 2 is about working on your emotional side, the conscious and the subconscious. Also, it's about your connections with other people. It's about learning to be more cooperative, learning to be more caring, more understanding of other people. Also more caring and cooperative and understanding towards yourself. Teddy, I'm doing the forecast. Can you please be quiet? Stop that. I don't know why he's barking at me. He's been fed, he's been for a walk, he's just trying to cause trouble. I tell you, if you don't want a cheeky dog, don't get a Ken Terrier. They are very cheeky, but very cute. Now, that 2 is also about there may be situations that you may find yourself in this month that will require negotiating and mediating in order for you to see both sides of a situation. Order for there may be a need for you to be a bit more cooperative, a bit more understanding than you normally would be, as well as cooperative and understanding towards yourself. You know, give yourself a break, be kind to yourself. Relationship issues that have been brewing beneath the surface with other people, and this isn't just in romantic love relationships. It can be with siblings, it can be with friends, neighbors, children, parents, work colleagues, clients. Whatever issues have been brewing beneath the surface may rise to be resolved, so they can be addressed once and for all and put to bed once and for all, or resolved, you know. So be aware of that also, and just be aware you might feel a little bit more extra sensitive than you normally would, but it's not going to last. All right, it's only because it's a 2-month. So I'll leave that with you, and I'll move on now to personal year number 6. And you guys are in a year where there may be, there's a need for you first and foremost to look at your own self-care, to look at the relationship that you have with yourself. Are you giving yourself enough space and time to heal yourself? Are you making sure that you are kind to yourself? You're not beating yourself up thinking that you can't be, do, or give enough. You know, are you in balance when it comes to your own time and healing that's needed for you and yourself as well as everybody else? Because the 6 does require first of all, a look at your own self and your own sort of relationship with yourself and working on yourself. Also, some people are more of a sort of physical, shallow side of things. The 6 can also mean literally the physical body. So getting a makeover, getting your hair done, changing your hairstyle, changing the clothes that you wear. Some people, it might be losing weight and improving themselves, their appearance. Other people, it can be sort of being there to help other people to feel better about themselves, because another part of the 6 is about being of service to other people and being a shoulder to cry on and being there for when you're needed, especially when it comes to family and when it comes to people who need you. Some people's family, they're close to their friends. It might be friendships, you know, that you needed, that you are the parent or the nurturer or the caregiver to some of the relationships you have with the friends in your life. It doesn't always have to be your own blood family. And some the 6 year can also the 6 can also have a lot to do with the actual home, the physical home. So there might be a need for renovating the home. There may be things to work on in the home. Some people might start up a home-based business. Everybody's different. But that's definitely a big theme about being there for those who need you and being able to give of yourself freely without expecting anything in return. The month of June is a 3-month for you, and that's because June is a 6, and we add that 6 to your year, and your year is a 6. So 6 and 6 is 12, and 1 and 2 is 3. So that's why June is a 3-month for you. So this is a month, the 3 is asking you to communicate more, to speak more about the things that you need to talk about, to especially because it's a 6 year, which is also about relationships and family and things. And the 3 is about communication. So there may be opportunities this month for conversations that need to be had, to straighten things out, to say your truth to express your truth, to speak your truth about what you really think and feel about your side of a situation, or just having those awkward conversations, or even positive conversations, saying what needs to be said to create clarity and to maybe heal things or resolve things. That can be one of the things that can happen with combination numbers. It can also mean a need or a time to be more social and around people more. And it can also mean a need to understand the importance of feeling good emotionally, and how powerful that is and how necessary that is for healing in the physical body. Feeling good isn't just good for us because, hey, it feels good when we're feeling good. It's more than that. Feeling good is like the engine, the fuel to our engine. It's really what drives everything. When our physical body is not feeling good for a prolonged period of time, it will break down and get unwell. So there's a lot to this. Let me see. So definitely encourage you, if you've got something you need to say, if you've got to speak your truth, you've got to be heard, you've got to be honest when you've been holding things inside in the past and not really being clear about what you really think and feel and not being honest. This is a time to be able to clarify things and get clear and say what you really think and feel. All right, I'll leave that with you, and I'll move on now to personal year number 7. So you guys are in a year, this whole year, where it's about go within, find your spiritual truth, strengthen your relationship with source energy, whatever it is you believe in. Put time in and invest in that relationship with the divine, with God, with the universe, whatever you want to call it, because that is the building block that will set you up in your life from now on, especially going to set you up for next year of manifestation. And that's why the 7 year is put before the 8. It's saying, hey, we're going to give you some time. We're going to give you some opportunity here for you to work on your personal growth and your personal development. Get yourself to be the best person you can be. We're also going to give you some time to accentuate and amplify and strengthen your relationship with source energy, because really that is the most important thing in your life across the board, over money, bills, family, everything. Your relationship with source energy, which is where you are from. You are source energy, and building it, knowing that, understanding that, and investing in that relationship should be your number one necessity with everything, because anything else just stems as a result from that relationship, which is why it's so important. And this year has given you an opportunity to do just that, because next year, in the year of manifestation, hey, you can manifest a lot more effectively and really have some amazing things happen to you when you've got that spiritual foundation built. When you've got that strong relationship with source energy, when you know you're a creative being, you know you're an extension of God in a physical human body, and you invest in that. You meditate, you pray, you spend time in contemplation, you're fully aware that your thoughts are alive, and you invest in that. You spend quiet time alone, you're out in nature. You can go into that 8 year next year from a much stronger foundation. That's why it's so important. And it's interesting because, the month of June for you is a 4 month. And that is because June, it's a 4 personal month for you. And that's because June is a number 6. We add that 6 to your year number, which is 7. 6 and 7 is 13. 1 and 3 is 4. That's why you're in a 4 month. And that month of 4 month for June for you is saying, put the effort in. 4 is about doing the work. 4 is about putting effort in to get yourself and your life where you want it to be, where you need it to be. It's about working on your health, working on your spiritual relationship, physically doing actual physical work to work on your career or your business or whatever it is that needs work. Some people, it's literally physical work and effort put into building and renovating their home. Everybody's life is different, but the 4 month is saying slow and steady wins the race. You only get out what you put in. If you sit on your ass and do nothing and think the world's going to come to you and everything's going to happen for you, good luck with that. But for those that know that, you put the effort in, you put your head down, your bum up, take it one step at a time, use a step-by-step process to achieve a goal, you can achieve some really powerful, amazing things this month with that number 4 there. So I wish you the very best, and I leave it with you, and now I'll move on to personal year number 8. So you guys, the 8 year, very significant year. in terms of the law of attraction and manifestation, as I'm sure you would have heard me say, and as I'm sure I have said throughout this year, whenever I talk about number 8 in a forecasting number, I always recommend that you really get to know the law of attraction like the back of your hand. And one of the best books that helps you to do that, it's very easy to read and understand, talks about many other universal laws as well as the law of attraction, is Quantum Success by Sandra Ann Taylor. And that is a must-have for anybody with an 8 in their chart or in an 8 period of time, or anybody that's alive and breathing. All right, as far as I'm concerned, because we're all energetic beings and we're all manifesting with the law of attraction. So you guys are in a 5-month for the month of June. And that is because June is a 6 month. And 6, we add the 6 month to the year that you're in, which is 8. And 6 and 8 is 14. So that means 14, 1 and 4 is 5. Your personal month number for June is a 5. And this is a really dynamic combination of numbers, the 8 with the 5, because the 8 is saying you can attract based on the law of attraction a lot more effectively than normally. And the 5 is saying anything can happen, and it usually does, and things can come from left field, things you didn't see coming. Magical combination of numbers if you're in a positive mindset. If you really believe that, and if you're living in alignment, you could, you really live it. You've got a strong spiritual relationship, strong connection, your spirituality, you meditate regularly, you see the glass half full, you understand that challenges are just here to teach you and you'll grow from them. You're not a victim. You believe that the world is full of opportunity and life is on your side. That's a real powerful way to live and be. And when you're in this combination of numbers, magic happens. Anything can happen, and it usually does. So that's a really special way to, this combination of numbers, I can't say any more about how amazing it is. If I had more time, I'd tell you about some of the magical things that have happened to me in that combination of numbers, because freaky cool shit's happened to me with this combination of numbers. Now, also on more of a practical level, it's a period of change, progress, movement, and change. And some of that change you won't see coming. Some of it might come from left field, and then other people know it's a time of change. It's change that you are, sort of in charge of yourself. So you are taking charge of that change and making it happen and working with that natural cycle of energy. You're being proactive. Other people, it might be, hey, I didn't see that coming. What the heck is that all about? So either way, just know and understand that you have everything you need to get through anything life sends you. It's all in your perception. So ride that wave of change and know that it's for the best. I'll leave that with you, and I'll move on now to personal year number 9. You guys are in a whole year, a year of out with the old to make way for the new. And this 9 year is about transformation. Going from the you that you were in the beginning of the year into the you that you will become on the 31st of December. By the 31st of December, it's a transition period. And you're not going to be the same person on the 31st of by the 31st of December that you were on the 1st of January. And it's a really significant year, especially for some people. It can be a payoff year where everything you've been working at in the past can finally come to fruition. It can be a time where you really mature, you change, you grow up, you become so much wiser. Even the challenges in your life have shaped you, and you can see it from what it is. And you graduate into this higher, more evolved way of thinking and being. That's ideally what we're aiming for. Then there'll be changes, there'll be endings, completion for some people in some situations. And it's all in how you perceive it as to whether that's a good or a bad thing. Even when people leave this world and we experience emotional loss, when we're still going to see people again. So not many people have death happen in a 9 year, but every now and again someone does. So even if that happens, that's not a bad thing. We do miss people that go, but they're still with us. They're just in a different frequency on the same dimension. It's a beautiful thing. So let's have a look at your month. You're in a 6 month of June, and that 6 month is where there is more of a need for you to deal with family matters, relationship issues, domestic responsibilities. So that is a month where, relationship issues that have been brewing underneath the surface with family members or friends or colleagues or neighbors or children or parents, other people, may require some attention. So it is a time these things could come to the surface, or some of these things could come to the surface. Also a month where, Be there for those who need you. Good month for people that work in service-based careers. Good month for people that like to be a shoulder to cry on, like to give a helping hand where they can. Other people, it might be just things to do with the home, things to do with that need to be done on the actual home. And it's also a month to look at your own self-care and sort of things that you may need to spend time on that are to do with your own appearance or your health and well-being and your own self-care, whatever it is and whatever it takes to get you where you need to be, dealing with ongoing health issues or working on limiting beliefs you might have, or, just feeling good about yourself, giving yourself the love, attention, and nurturing that you tend to be giving everybody else, and building a strong relationship with yourself. So I'll leave that with you guys. I wish you the very best for June, and I'll be back on the 1st of July with your forecast for July. Take care and have a fabulous month. Love and blessings, Michelle.